people could reach a consensus faster, but there might be a way in which they also might divide up more faster and with more conviction.
Let's bring in our team, because look at those numbers, folks. 5 non-Hispanic white, 5 mothers, 4 connected to weapons. You see the other issues there that people are talking about. I want to bring back in Jason Johnson, Esther Panich, also Janet Johnson, Kirby Clemens. And Jason Johnson, let me start with you. 5 mothers, okay, on this jury. Which side do you think did the better job of speaking to the mothers, if in fact that's something that could end up determining the outcome of this case? Their background as mothers.
Well, I actually think that the prosecution spoke to mothers much better, but let's be perfectly candid. If demographics are destiny, the state pretty much had no chance. You've got 5 Southern white women making a determination here. And while race is something that couldn't be openly said throughout most of this case in terms of racial profiling, that's a pretty high bar, because a lot of what's being argued here has to do with cultural nuances and understanding, trying to get into the mind of a 17-year-old black boy who's walking home, trying to get into the mind of George Zimmerman. And I think that plays a role.
Jason, I want to jump in on you. Jason, I want to jump in on you because you're bringing up an issue that a lot of people have been polarized about. I see this every day on my Twitter. You're mentioning this idea that they have an uphill battle because you have predominantly white women on the jury. Do you think, though, that they could look at this and say, yes, he's a 17-year-old child or kid as opposed to a 17-year-old black child, and can try to connect with the state's theory? Or do you think it's more of a race issue?
And to jump in, I thought one of the most effective points that the prosecution made was reverse the order.
Exactly.
And what if Trayvon Martin had been in a truck carrying heat, carrying a weapon, following George Zimmerman? What would your verdict be then? And I thought that was one of the best points, Jason.
It was a brilliant point. And like I said, you know, that was essentially the Matthew McConaughey argument from an End of the Time to Kill. You know, imagine that, you know, it's reverse the races, and how would you look at this situation? Look, it's going to be difficult. Race is a reality. It is lived by all Americans. You cannot say that Trayvon Martin was a boy and not a black boy. And so whatever arguments and whatever pre-existing prejudices that people have come into play. That's one of the reasons why I always thought it was very strange that the prosecution wanted to argue about racial profiling. If the prosecution wanted to say, can you believe George Zimmerman looks at a young black man and gets nervous? Isn't that terrible? I'm sorry, but if they made that argument, there's women on that jury who are saying, I feel the same way. So, you know, they were always hamstrung by having to dance around race. I think the defense did a much better job because it did a lot of racial dog whistling.
Well, you know, and I think there are a lot of, and he brings up a good point, a lot of people I have spoken to have said it's the unspoken word in this case. Everybody's going back and forth trying to avoid race, but there are a lot of people who support one side or another who say race is in this case, and you can't take it out of this case. Right.
Well, and you talk about the gender issue.
And Marco Maron said you got to take that away.
If you talk about the gender issue, there was also a very crucial defense witness, a woman who got up and took the stand and said she was holding her infant child and a scissor when her apartment was broken into at the retreat several months before this. And that was also something that these mothers could identify with, irrespective of race.
That's a great point. All right, folks, keep it right here. We're going to talk to our panel a little bit more about that. And Mike Galano's on his way into the courtroom 15 minutes from now. That jury will be back there. We expect you to see court as well, as the jury is sent back to continue deliberations on the fate of George Zimmerman.
Whether it's roaches in the vents or Indian meal moss in the pantry, I have everything from growth regulators to pheromone traps. They think they're going to get lucky, but their luck just ran out.
Holy great Lord.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, Flo.
You want to see something cool? Snapshot from Progressive.
My insurance company told me not to talk to people like you.
You always do what they tell you?
No.
Try it and see what your good driving can save you. You don't even have to switch. Unless you're scared.
I'm not scared. You know, we can still see you.
No, you can't.
Pretty sure we can.
Try Snapshot today. No pressure.
HLN tonight. Nancy Grace is live for Verdict Watch in the George Zimmerman murder trial. Don't miss a special Nancy Grace Live. HLN tonight, 8 Eastern. unpredictable.
I have no patience for any of this, guys. I'm sorry. I'm beside myself.
Provocative.
They confuse sex for love.
And always entertaining.
Someone in the Behavior Bureau always makes me creeped out.
You never know what will happen when Dr. Drew's on call. HLN tonight, 9 Eastern.
For fast relief of itchy summer skin
and bug bites,
get Cortisone 10 Cooling Relief Gel.
Instant cooling relief that lasts for hours with the strongest itch relief medicine.
Cortisone 10 Cooling Relief Gel. Feel the cooling, feel the heal.
Cool.
Holy great Lord.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, Flo.
You want to see something cool? Snapshot from Progressive.
My insurance company told me not to talk to people like you.
You always do what they tell you?
No.
Try it and see what your good driving can save you. You don't even have to switch. Unless you're scared.
I'm not scared. You know, we can still see you.
No, you can't.
Pretty sure we can.
Try Snapshot today. No pressure.
Join the movement. New Move Free Ultra Omega, a revolutionary omega-3 formula for 2 times better joint comfort. Healthy joints move free. Also from Move Free, joint health is yummy with new Move Free gummies.
HLN After Dark, tonight 10 Eastern on HLN.